Hello, welcome to the amazingness that is Rimworld Arena. Our current series is the legendary kings of Albion and one of Ireland. Thank you. Hello and welcome to the first of possibly multi-part thing or one episode, I don't know. Here we have, in our little prison bunker, in this Rimworld arena I have made, the legendary kings of Britain, according to our favourite historical Leir, Geoffrey of Monmouth. And today, we're going to be having them kill one another. So I've just gotten the little arena ready of for them to fight each other. And our first contestants will be Brutus of Britain, the legendary founder of Britain, according to him, who killed the giants after basically freeing the Trojan slaves from Greece. And fighting him will be Krkr, the Duke or King of Cornwall, at the time that he basically took over, and the mother of the future queen, Gwendolyn. So let's start, shall we? So our little Lord and Overseer, Merlin here, and Morgana are Game Master essentially. We'll prepare as our little helpers, Gina and Andreas, get them ready for the fight. And who will win in this first fight? I don't know what that noise is. Oh, it must be them shouting at each other. Despite the fact that ambient noise is down. Just turn it all the way down, I guess. Okay, I will find a way to get rid of that noise, hopefully. But for the moment, we'll have to deal with it. And let the fight begin! Brutus skirting around the shelves, trying to get away from Krkr, and Krkr has hit Brutus. And they've hit each other. Oh, that does not look good for Brutus, with 2 stabs to his torso and this left leg, and Brutus is already down. Look at that. Brutus stabbed twice, stabbed once and cut once in the torso there, with a cut to his shoulder and cut to the kidney and left leg. Oof. How's Krkr holding up? Krkr there with a stab and cut on his right leg, but only a crack on his right tibia otherwise. You know, that was not a good fight for Brutus. But you know what that means? With Brutus dying, there can only be one survivor of these fights. And one victim, so to speak. And let's give him a heart attack, shall we? Fatal. And the survivor. Moving on to the next round is Krkr. And what's his combat skill like now, shall we? Because I do have the skills basically unlimited mod, so as we go along, these skills will keep going up, and they may even surpass 20 in our later fights. But, yeah. But that was the first fight in our Fight of Kings. And where are you going with him, Andros? Let's get you putting his body in the pit. Right. Help if you'd actually do what I say. Right, move over here, you. Right. Let's get Brutus buried as the first member of the Graveyard of the Lost, or Damned, or Defeated. The Graveyard of the Defeated. There you are, Brutus. Enjoy your home. Right. Up next on our list, we have in this corner. Well, no, let's go this corner. Right, that way. In this corner, we have Locrinus, the King of England, according to Geoffrey. He would fight against his brothers throughout his life and against his wife Gwendolyn, who would eventually defeat him and overthrow him and reign for like a decade on her own before passing the throne to her and Locrinus' son. But who will win in this fight? Will Locrinus once again lose to his wife? Or will Gwendolyn, the daughter of Coroneus, fall to the hands of the King of England once more? Well, not once more, because she didn't the previous time, but you get what I mean. Confirm. Let's just wait for Andros and Gina to go and get them both. Locrinus on the left, Gwendolyn on the right. Just wait for the little pre-speech to be over. And they have started. Locrinus swerving, Gwendolyn preparing to battle. And, ooh, look at that. First strike and they've both been hit. Ooh, in that one strike, Locrinus has cut off Gwendolyn's right ear. And what about Locrinus? Locrinus has just received a stab on the shoulder. Is this a sign that Locrinus might win over Gwendolyn, having already hit her head? Or will Gwendolyn get the upper hand now that Locrinus is wounded in his arm? And what was that? And Gwendolyn continues to get hit, and yet Locrinus goes down. Locrinus being hit in the leg, and the arm, and the shoulder of the other arm. Whereas Gwendolyn, she only got a cut off ear and a cut to her head. Well, and some stabs and cracks, but you know. I don't know whether that will get rid of that. We'll see you soon in a minute when we execute the winner. Now we have started our little public execution. Let's watch. That is so loud. Put it to there, I guess. Hopefully future episodes won't have so many audio issues. But at least I stopped the echo of my voice from that first part. But let's watch as Merlin brings his victim to the sacrificial spot and executes Locrinus for his failure. There we go. One prisoner dealt with forevermore. And Merlin... Why can't we bury him? That would be interesting. But yeah. Oh yeah, he's not assigned to hauling. But no, never mind. Let's watch Jaina go as she buries Locrinus, the failed King of England, once more doomed to fall at the hands of his wife, Gwendolyn. Buried right there next to his father, Brutus the Trojan. Up next in our arena of champions, we have Albanactus and Krkr, brothers of the fallen Locrinus, one over the reaches of northern Britain, what is now Scotland and northern England, the other the prince of the mountains and streams of Wales. Who will win in their fight to the death? And we wait as Jaina and Andros gather ready to go and get the condemned. But who will be condemned this time? Will it be the People's King of Wales, or the King of those kilt-wearing people of the North, Albanactus? Will we see a haggis victory, or a Welsh rarebit victory? Sheep on one side, cattle on the other. Who will be decided as the favourite animal? And we wait for their pre-fight speeches to be over. And there we go. Who will gain first blood in this fight to the death? Skirting around the shelves, and Krkr gets the first hit. Albanactus stabbed right in the right arm, just like his predecessor Locrinus was. But will this spell doom for him, or will he get victory in the end? But no, back to circling one another. Is Krkr leaving his brother to just bleed out and weaken? Or is it a strategy on Albanactus's part? Well, Albanactus has had his nose shattered and his left leg stabbed. Will we see Albanactus fall here? Or will he yet salvage victory from the jaws of defeat? And Albanactus has been down. Let's just wait for this ceremony to end and we will proceed for Albanactus's execution. And they're back in their beds. Well, it wasn't a good enough fight for Merlin or Morgana. But can their bloodlust be satiated? Once, what's-his-face, Albanactus has been healed and brought to the slaughter. That's enough healing for him. Begin his public execution. That is a different Brutus, by the way. Let's go as Andros brings Locrinus for the slaughter. And there we have it. Locrinus. Not Locrinus. Why do I keep saying Locrinus? Albanactus, King of Scotland, is no more. Buried in the second row this time, rather than the first. In the mass grave of losers. Let's hope that his successors have better luck. Next up, and last in our roster for today, we have Madan. When I can find him. We have Madan, son of Locrinus and Gwendolyn. And on the other side, his son, a known kinslayer of his brother Merlin, Member, also known as Mempricius, because of how much he was a prick to his brother. But will we see him once again slay kin, as Madan and Member fight to the death? When it's choosing the right ones. So now we await Merlin and Morgana in place, and Andros and Gina will go and get their victims for the day. Madan, of course, became king over Britain when his mother Gwendolyn stepped down. Mempricius, or Member, became king with his brother Merlin, who's not here, because Merlin wasn't really a king. When Madan died, but Mempricius would go to war with Merlin, and he would then call a peace with his brother, and so went to a conference with him. He would slay his brother and his brothers, delegates, but would eventually get his comeuppance when he abandoned his wife and his son, Abrok, and eventually died, separated from his companions on a hunt when he was attacked by a pack of wolves. But will he have such a bloody death this time? Or will it again go to his father? Or will he again kill a family member? They're skirting each other. Who will gain first blood? And it was Madan, striking at his treacherous son with a stab to the left arm. Oh, and he cut off several of his hand pieces, his fingers and a thumb. Well, a finger and a thumb. Oh, and Member is down with another cut. He has fallen, and his father Madan reigns supreme. And let them go back to their little cells before Member is brought to his death for his treachery and his defeat against his own father, Madan, who proved to be a superior warrior. But once again, they did not like the duel. It was boring. It did not fill them with great joie de vivre. But let's see what they think of this, as Member the treacherous, Kinslayer, Wolf-eaten, is brought to be slain by Merlin. As Merlin goes to retrieve the still injured, the still wounded Member, still bleeding out. Will he even have time to sacrifice him before Member dies of blood loss? Either way, this is the end for Member. There we are, and once again, we shall have Andros, rather than feeding the prisoners, go to bury Membir amongst the fallen losers. And in today's episode, we have seen family members fight. The house of Brutus is getting smaller every day as Brutus himself fell to, his rival Coroneus of Cornwall. Gwendolyn defeated and killed her husband, well, not killed, but defeated, he was slain afterwards, but defeated her husband, Locrinus of England, and still reigns as Queen of the Britons. And Camber and Madan both slew their foes, Albanactus and Membir. So they shall move on to the next round. But who will we see next time on Rimworld Arena? Next time on Rimworld Arena, we shall see the battles of Ebrock and Brutus, Leir and Hudibras, Bladud and Leir, and even Cordelia against one of her sisters. Although which sister, I have yet to decide. I am leaning towards Goneril, wherever she is. I don't even know. I'll have to find out. Okay, thank you for this time you've spent watching, and have a good day. Bye-bye.